I did not feel any different with Emma's pregnancy as I did any other pregnancies. The nurse, after Emma was born, put her on my stomach. I heard her say, I think she might have Downs. And I was like, what? I'm Pamela Mutz, and I live in Lakeland, Florida, and I'm married to Bill Mutz, my husband of 34 years. I had tried for Emma to be on a couple different swim teams. Ever since she was born, almost every week, I would take her swimming. And what Emma would do is sometimes stop the other kids to talk to them. And so they said, well, she just kind of interrupts. And so I just said, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to do this with Emma.
Look your arms straight out.
Take an apple, put it in the basket. Take an apple. Good girl. I am so blessed to have 12 children. The kids' names are Carrie, Jonathan, Jacob, Lori, Ozzie, Kelly, Michael, Eric, Mark, Kirsty, Stephen, and Emma. Or the slower version, Carrie, Jonathan, Jacob, Lori, Ozzie, Kelly, Michael, Eric, Mark, Kirsty, Stephen, and Emma. Emma does not know a stranger in the world. She's so loving. She's vivacious. She's very highly energetic. She has a lot of great energy. I did not feel any different with Emma's pregnancy as I did any other pregnancies. The nurse, after Emma was born, put her on my stomach. I heard her say, I think she might have Downs. And I was like, what? Nobody really understood, and I have to say even myself, what that means to have a child with Down syndrome. But we will say today, she is the jewel in the family.
What's her name?
Emma, okay, slowly.
Okay. That's your name.
Cats.
What's her name?
Emma has a tutor that we have through the school system who comes to the house to help her with her reading. Okay, so the different therapies that she had were speech therapy, physical therapy, and occupational therapy. She really did well. Physical therapy was the first one that we then stopped doing. And then occupationals for that fine motor skills so they can learn that pincher grasp. The big challenge with Down syndrome is that speech. I know sometimes, now that I'm getting older, it happens to me too, where I'll go, I know that word. What is that word? 10 minutes later, I'll remember it. Well, I think Emma goes through that, where she'll know something she'll want to tell you, and sometimes I just feel so badly, like last night she was telling me a word, and I didn't know what she was talking about, and so I know that's frustrating. But I also think that it's also processing through her mind, and you need to give her more time. She understands a whole lot more than you think. She knows in her mind what's going on. It's just being able to get that out. As we got to know Emma, and as we went through these therapies with her and poured into her life, she was pouring into our life as well. You have to allow more time in your schedule. If somebody would have told me it would be 5 years before Emma said her name, I think I would have been so shocked, so surprised. Because really, it was. Emma was about 5 years old when she first said her name. When I was pregnant with number 4 or 5, I asked my doctor, I said, what would happen if one day I'd have like one of those children with Down syndrome? And he said, there's no better place than a large family. And so I worked through that years before, probably a decade before, just saying, you know what, if that's what God gives us, I know that God loves us, He's in control, and that He sees every cell development, and I can trust Him with that. And so when we found out that Emma was born with Down syndrome, we said, okay, God's got a plan, and we're gonna learn along with her. It's a privilege to be the mom of Emma.